cold. But I'm outside, sitting in the grass on my break, feeling a little bit of warmth on my back from that sunshine. And that makes up for the cold wind. I wanted to do a reading. Just wanted to see what comes through. Let's do a holy flip first on the animal deck. I got the Ibis. Every day, pause for a few moments, at least a couple times, and think the thought, everything is sacred, and observe what happens as you do. Call on the Egyptian god Thoth or goddess Isis for guidance and protection. Follow your heart and trust in its wisdom. You're going to be introduced to some ancient and sacred healing techniques and the wisdom that accompanies them. Nice. Yeah. I think sometimes we get a little caught up in the details of just, you know, the dense, 3D world shit that we forget to take a step back and just look at things from an outside perspective of just like, this is all according to plan. You know, a lot of this stuff are things that we can't control. And when you focus so much on it, it feels like you have no control in your life, but you do. You just gotta pay mind to things that you can control, like creating something or finding new music, rearranging furniture, any way of just creating. I feel has been helping me on this journey of just, you know, you see in the news, especially right now, it's just a lot of low vibrational energy happening. And I mean, yeah, it's a part of history, it's a part of being human, but we're more than just what we see, and we are more than just these human bodies. And the more we get immersed in it, the more we lose sight of the bigger picture and find it really hard to find meaning when we're caught up so much in what we can see and what we can't control. Create a goal. I feel like right now creating little goals for yourself is like such a good thing, because it helps keep you present, it helps keep you here, it helps keep you in the motion of your reality and not put yourself on the back burner. You know, I think that's a big thing right now for a lot of us. It's just putting our lives on the back burner and paying so much attention to everything else, especially online. Paying attention to what everybody else is doing. Look at what you're doing, okay? Take a step back, take a moment, and realize what you're doing too in your life is sacred. And what you don't change, you choose. And if you're sad and you're complaining about something and you're not changing it, you're choosing it. Whether that be your job, weight, relationship, you know, your living style, how socially anxious you are, how isolated you are. If you don't like what you're doing, change it. And it is hard because we love routine. Humans love the familiar, and stepping into what's unfamiliar can be so uncomfortable, but I swear the more that you work it out, the more that you just keep being uncomfortable doing things that you know are good for you and know that it's for the greater good, the easier it's going to get. So just whether you like it or not, ride along with it, ride along with being uncomfortable, because, you know, that's where you can thrive. And I feel like sometimes when we feel that fear, just that, like resistance towards doing something, it's because on the other side of that holds so much potential and power for you. You know, the other day I sang like in front of somebody for the first time in a setting where music wasn't playing. It was just me singing, and you know, I kind of covered up my voice a little bit with this facade voice, and I was like, oh, this is hard, but I pushed past that fear and just gave myself the chance to shine and to show my voice, and it felt so good. It was scary, but it felt good because I knew that was what I was supposed to do. It felt good for my soul. For my ego, it was like, oh God, you're gonna get made fun of, you're gonna be judged, la 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 la, la 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 la. But your soul was like, yep, that's what you were supposed to be doing. Keep doing it. And you know, the process of growth, it's not linear. You're gonna have these moments where, you know, you fall off of it for a little bit, but you always come back to it. If it's meant for you, you always come back to it. I think a big thing right now is when you set a goal too, don't focus so much on the end result for yourself or that destination, because through that you will miss so much opportunity around you. You know, immerse yourself in the moment and enjoy the moment. Don't focus so much on like, I gotta get there, because when you finally get there, you got there. And what if when you get there, there were things that you missed out on in the making because you were so focused on the destination? I feel like when you're on this journey of whatever you want to do, it's got to be something that you enjoy. And like, I'm not to shit on hustle culture, you know, but don't focus so hard on getting to that point. You know, I gotta hustle every day, I gotta hustle, you know, for it. No, don't treat it as that. Just treat it as something that you enjoy. You know, if you don't feel like doing it that day, okay, it's fine. You don't have to do it, or just do a little step. You don't have to go big. You know, even the little steps, you know, those, it's still a step. It's still a step forward of how you want your life to look like. You know, you don't have to go big or go home every fucking day. Enjoy it. Don't force it, because that's when you're just like, I don't want to do it anymore, you know. And if you gotta force it, it's not for you. It's not for you. But if you fear it, that's another story. Because fear is an illusion. Fear likes to come in and keep you from your potential. So whatever you're fearing, fall into it. That was a lot of word vomit. But you know what? I'm trusting it. You know, sometimes it just needs to come out. And I'm glad that I did this instead of sat in my car and did what? Mindlessly scroll for my break. I'm glad that I sat down and took the moment to express. I love doing this. You know, I create these expectations of like, I wonder how it's gonna go. I hope something comes through, you know, but sometimes things aren't gonna come through. Sometimes you're not gonna flow the way that you want. But it's all in trusting. Just trusting. Trust in your voice. Trust in the fact that it's not just you who is speaking. It is so many beautiful things. It can be forces that be, your spirit guides, angels. As long as you make yourself that clear vessel, these things can come through and help you be of service. Like, I just want to be the messenger to help get the word out to people who need to hear what they need to hear. And if you're tuned in to hear, that's beautiful, because we are in unity on the same consciousness. Like, we're all interconnected. And it's so cool having these communities on, especially YouTube, that not many people know of them, but they have a good group, they have a good following, and it's a beautiful community, just all connected. And I love that, and I strive for that, and I want that. But for me, that takes me being consistent. Give more. Now look at all the space you have to receive. Yeah, when in doubt, just be that person to give that love out. Like, for me, I love giving that love out to people. It makes me feel good. It fills my cup. If I'm not doing it to myself, though, that's where it can feel draining. But yeah, when in doubt, just give as much love out. Be that ear for somebody, even. Give an ear, give a listening ear. It starts that small. Give a word out. Give somebody some coffee. Give somebody a bite of your lunch. Because it's so good. Share that. Give some of it away. Because, you deserve to share. Come on, this is good. I made some quiche. I've never made quiche before, but I brought it into work and I shared it with some of my coworkers, and they were like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "I'm glad you like it." 144. Nice. I associate 144 with Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is the angel of protection. He's a warrior. And anything that you do, know that you are protected. And in any of these spaces that you feel you're feeling a little uncomfortable, realize that you are protected and there's nothing to fear. That is your ego getting in the way. It's trying to keep you safe. And understand, it's serving its purpose. It's not for, to keep you down or to hide you. It's to keep you safe. But you need to understand, you need to face that fear and let it know, hey, I understand what you're doing for me, but it's not serving me right now. It's my soul's turn to shine, okay? To take center stage. You don't guide this anymore, okay? And I think through our lineage, I think our ancestors needed that. They needed to survive, So it's kind of embedded in our DNA in a way to kind of don't stand out. Because you can be seen as an outcast, as prey. You're supposed to be in a group to feel safe. Don't shine too much. Well, no more. No more. We have that freedom. Yeah, it's still a thing, but there are people that are shining their light and they are doing so beautiful. Don't you want to be a part of that? And all you got to do is just be yourself. It's pretty cool. I have more. It says, "Hey dreamer, your future self called, said get your ass in gear. Time to hustle, baby." Yeah. For real. And I feel like sometimes we yearn for these things so much because ourselves in the future already has it. You ever yearn to have something so much, or you pretend to be this certain thing, especially when you're young, Pay attention to things that you were doing when you were young too. Like for me, it was singing. Singing was a big thing. And it's still a big thing for me. I'd be having concerts in my living room, envisioning just, doing my thing. falling into the emotions of it. And that's something that I yearn for, and I think my future self is just tugging me along like, hey, keep going, come on. But it's time to get your ass in gear. Have fun with it though. Like I said, don't, it's a time to hustle, baby. Maybe it is time to hustle. But as long as I am hustling and enjoying it, then that's all that matters. But if you're not enjoying the hustle, stop doing it, because you're wasting your energy. But sometimes you're not gonna love it. Sometimes it's gonna be frustrating. But if you overall get that feeling of enjoyment doing that thing, whatever you're doing, whatever you're working towards, keep at it. Because it's not gonna be perfect. We're gonna have our slopes through this growth. Sometimes you're gonna have your low points, but don't let that stop you from doing what you wanna do. Those things are meant to put, they're blocks. They're meant to be put in our path as stepping stones, I feel like. Stepping stones to grow, to overcome certain things that the ego holds on to. There's a lot that we gotta break through. God damn, I hope you can still hear this. Okay. See love in everyone. Yeah, but especially yourself. Be your favorite. I love that card because even in the ugly attitudes that you get from some people, understand that all of that is not to be taken personal. If somebody comes at you with a shitty attitude, understand they probably are having a really shitty day. Somebody hit them with some shit, so they're carrying it. Don't carry the weight. Send them love back. Give them that love back, because you hurting somebody is just hurting yourself. And I think that's a big thing I'm picking up on right now for our collective, especially in these coming years. Us as a collective, we're building this, we're really heightening this sixth sense. We're gonna really start to feel what others are feeling. And I think it's going to get a little rough, especially in terms of war, because it's going to be happening with everybody. So, these people are going to see like, wow, me, I can't hurt you. This is hurting me, It's going to be a very emotional time, but we're going to start seeing that love in everybody. I sound like such a little hippie, but I do have faith. I have faith in us. But right now, it's just gonna get a little rough before it gets better. But that's only for us to really realize, wow, certain things are not working. So, when in doubt, just keep loving one another. But you gotta love yourself first, because if you're not loving yourself first, then it's gonna feel like a drag loving on other people. Okay, it's gotta come from the heart. It's gotta be real. No fake love.